The number was staggering, $65 billion, a sum so vast it defied comprehension. That's how much wealth evaporated, not into thin air, but into the meticulously constructed, decades-long deception orchestrated by Bernie Madoff. It wasn't just money, it was trust, retirements, and legacies, all systematically dismantled. For years, Madoff was a titan of Wall Street. A former chairman of the Nasdaq stock market, he exuded an aura of unimpeachable credibility. His firm, Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities LLC, seemed to possess a magical touch. Clients, a who's who of wealthy individuals, charities, and institutions, flocked to him. They spoke in hushed tones of his consistent, double-digit returns, even when the broader market faltered. This unwavering success, however, was the first, and perhaps most obvious, red flag. Consider the environment. The late 20th and early 21st centuries were periods of both unprecedented growth and periodic market turbulence. Madoff's returns, however, remained curiously impervious to these fluctuations. A steady 10–12% year after year, regardless of recessions or booms. This wasn't just good investing, it was impossible investing. No legitimate fund manager can consistently outperform the market without significant risk, let alone avoid downturns entirely. Yet, the mystique surrounding Madoff was so potent, few dared to question it. The secret, of course, was that there was no secret, no sophisticated trading algorithm, no proprietary strategy. Madoff's firm wasn't investing at all. It was simply depositing clients' money into a Chase bank account and paying out returns from new investors' capital. This is the essence of a Ponzi scheme, named after Charles Ponzi, who pulled off a similar, though far smaller, scam a century prior. It's a house of cards built on an ever-expanding base of new money, destined to collapse when that flow inevitably dries up. Madoff didn't invent the Ponzi scheme, but he perfected it, scaling it to an unimaginable degree. His success lay in the exclusivity, the carefully curated illusion of a private club that only the truly elite could access. This scarcity fueled demand. Potential investors were often told Madoff wasn't taking new clients or that there was a long waiting list. This psychological trick made the opportunity seem even more valuable, more desirable. It played directly into human psychology. We want what we can't easily have. The operation was run from a seemingly innocuous 17th floor office in the Lipstick Building on 3rd Avenue in Manhattan. While legitimate trading operations hummed on lower floors, Madoff's investment advisory business was a quiet, almost sterile environment. Few employees were privy to the true nature of the business. A small, trusted inner circle, including his brother Peter, and later, his sons Mark and Andrew, handled the legitimate market-making side of the firm, while a clandestine group managed the fraud. The back office was a world apart. Here, in a separate, locked-off area, employees meticulously crafted fake trading statements, using old stock prices to fabricate transactions that never occurred. They were artists of deception, creating a convincing paper trail. Regulators, specifically the SEC, received numerous complaints and tips about Madoff over the years. Harry Markopolos, a financial analyst, famously tried to blow the whistle for nearly a decade, presenting detailed evidence of the fraud. Markopolos, a former derivatives trader, identified 5 key aspects that screamed Ponzi scheme: the consistent returns, the unusual trading strategy description, Madoff's refusal to allow third-party audits, and the choice of an obscure auditor. The SEC, however, either failed to understand the complexity, was overwhelmed, or perhaps was simply too trusting of Madoff's reputation. Their investigations were superficial, often accepting Madoff's explanations at face value. This systemic failure of oversight allowed the scheme to grow, metastasizing into a financial cancer that would eventually touch thousands of lives across the globe. The lack of proper scrutiny was a critical enabler. The beginning of the end arrived with the 2008 financial crisis. As markets plunged, Madoff's clients, many facing their own liquidity crunch, began demanding their money back in unprecedented numbers. The well, previously overflowing, was now running dry. Madoff confessed the truth to his sons, Mark and Andrew, on December 10, 2008. He told them it was one big lie, a giant Ponzi scheme. They, in turn, reported him to the authorities. The following day, December 11, 2008, Bernie Madoff was arrested. The news sent shockwaves through the financial world and beyond. The man who had been a symbol of success was now exposed as the architect of the largest financial fraud in history. The fallout was catastrophic. Charities lost their endowments, retirees lost their life savings, and entire families were financially ruined. The emotional toll was immeasurable, leading to bankruptcies, divorces, and even suicides. Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal felonies and was sentenced to 150 years in prison. He expressed remorse, though many victims found it insufficient to atone for the devastation he caused. He died in prison in April 2021. The Madoff scandal serves as a stark reminder of the allure of easy money and the dangers of unchecked trust. It underscores the critical need for robust regulatory oversight and the healthy skepticism that should accompany any investment promising consistent, outsized returns. His story isn't just a cautionary tale for investors. It's a testament to the fragility of reputation, the insidious nature of deceit, and the profound impact one individual's ambition can have on countless lives. The anatomy of this fraud reveals not just a criminal mastermind, but a systemic vulnerability within our financial systems and human nature itself. A vulnerability that, without constant vigilance, could always be exploited again. Next, we unravel the intricate web of the Ranos and how Elizabeth Holmes convinced the world of a fantasy.